Dear learners, I welcome you all to this first module of week 7 of the online course on Introduction to Distance and Digital Education. This module is based on women empowerment through ODL. The main objectives of this module are to outline the concept of empowerment of women and gender equality, etc., to explain the relevance of distance or open learning for women empowerment. If we look at the first concept, what is women empowerment? Particularly, empowerment is primarily a process of change over from a situation of powerlessness to a situation where one can have control over own life and surroundings. It is the way of increasing the capacity of an individual to involve in the decision-making process, to become stronger and more confident, as well as to make smart choices and convert those choices into the actions to bring about desired changes. Thus, empowerment, therefore, enables an individual to have freedom to control own life. But the fact is that though the modern day society is built on the ideal of equality for all, which is critical for achieving goals of national and global development, the inequality between men and women still remains a disturbing aspect. It is still a prevalent practice to portray men as a breadwinners and responsible for development, while women languish behind as deprived, neglected, and unrepresented. This makes the idea of empowerment in general and empowerment of women in particular a crucial issue for realizing a just, equitable, and peaceful community where women can live with utmost dignity and respect. The concept of empowerment refers to the process of bringing about a transformation in all walks of life of every individual or citizen of the country. The Oxford English Dictionary defines empower as authorize, license, means person to do, give power to make able. The need for empowerment arises from the inability of an individual or a group of people to realize their dreams and reach their greatest potentials due to artificial barriers created by individuals and other groups within the same society. OK in 1995 stated that to empower means to give power to give authority to enable a person or a group of persons gain power. Let me tell you that the word women empowerment means many things to many people due to different ideological or preconceived notions. Women empowerment aims at ensuring a balance between the sexes so as to create a more equitable distribution of power in society. Let us distinguish different terms of women empowerment. Women's economic empowerment pronounces the ability of women to be self-dependent in financial status, to gain control over resources and income, and to derive benefits from this to improve their lives and living. It brings positive changes in the attitude in women regarding their financial capabilities and a feeling of self-reliance and self-satisfaction as they are contributing towards family's income and providing financial support to the family. It also sets a route towards gender equality and reduction of poverty. It can change the society to a valuable participant in developing national economy. Economic empowerment of women is the pressing need of the hour. Lack of education of women and by social norms are major hindrances towards women's economic roles and participation in them in labor market and employment. If we look at the political empowerment of women, is another key issue for gender equality. Participation of women in active politics at all levels of governance and in decision making is important means for their political empowerment. The percentage of women members in the central or the state governments, local panchayats or council indicates the political empowerment of women. Political empowerment of women allows them to cast their votes, participate in public meetings, protest, political campaigning, etc., increases their political awareness, voice opinions, and helps to exercise own rights. Women have to come out to the corridors of power where they can actively participate in policy making, design programs for their own well-being, and implement those programs. Equal distribution of power among men and women to create an atmosphere of authorization, freedom, and justice is the spirit of political empowerment of women. If we look at the intellectual empowerment of women, which is closely related with education, it helps in the development of skills of critical thinking, reasoning, relating, judging, conceptualizing, evaluating, etc. It enhances the creativity and imagination power for more satisfying job. Intellectual empowerment helps women to increase their capabilities, nurture inner potentials, develop the skills of collaboration, communication, and problem solving, etc. It benefits women to become more precise, to make perfect decisions and more decent choices. It allows women to rely on intellect rather than on sentiments. Intellectual empowerment supports women in broadening their visions and intellectual horizons and developing positive attitudes towards life, achieving goals of life with courage and patience. If we look at the educational empowerment, it provides women with knowledge, skills, competence, and build confidence to use or apply own knowledge. It benefits women in improving their well-being and developing their capabilities and potentials. Attaining education is basic to many empowerment aspects. An educated woman is more likely to safeguard own self from gender-based issues and all kinds of violence. Besides behavioral transformations, educational empowerment helps women in their socio-economic and political transformation too. It increases their chances for better employment opportunities and thereby better economic status. It provides them with psychological empowerment by developing in them self-esteem, self-confidence, self-reliability, imagination, and creativity. It also encourages them to aspire for a better future. Most importantly, it equips women with the ability to assert their own rights and work together with men with self-positive image. Social empowerment of women. Social empowerment of women speaks about strengthening their social relations, lifting their position in society, developing social qualities, increasing their concerns about social evils and discrimination, and raising their abilities to address those issues. It helps in awareness of women about their own well-being and development of capacities to take good care of family and right decisions on family and society related to matters. In fact, it is against the social injustice women face in day-to-day life. Social empowerment helps women to contribute to the development of an unbiased progressive society. Nevertheless, development of a human social order is obligatory for social empowerment of women in real sense. Further, if we look at regarding the technological empowerment of women, it is the most desired and needed one in present digital age. It cannot be thought of empowerment of women without the knowledge of information and communication technology. Technological empowerment is an aid for women to learn new things and skills that helps them to adjust in today's globalized and digitalized world. It is a weapon to eliminate gender inequality too. With the help of technological empowerment, women can acquire lots of information and ideas available online or internet and widen their horizon of knowledge for themselves. With easy accessibility of e-learning, open educational resources, free and open software, numerous websites and applications, and several other internet tools, women can study and get required knowledge and skills sitting at their own home. Besides the knowledge of technology, they can handle electronic gadgets more confidently and perform various tasks digitally needed in day-to-day life in the present time. Not only that, they can connect with the people anywhere in the world with the help of technology to increase and share their knowledge, information, and experience. Moreover, the online activism and using social media, women can organize campaigns for equality, rights, and any other related issues. Such example of hashtags in social media, supporting women equality campaigning, our anti-no Cinderella campaigning in 2017, like the campaigning like Me Too campaign in India in 2019, which are examples of women's collective empowerment as well. Another important aspect is that with the help of technology, women can utilize digital financial services to improve their economic participation and facilitate economic development of self and the nation. It offers women with greater control over finance, minimized transactional cost, simpler investment in business and employment, as stated by World Bank in 2020. This signifies the importance of providing technological knowledge to women through education in present situation. Besides, access to new technologies help women in their upward mobility, increases their political awareness and control over resources, and also reduce domestic violence. Therefore, it is significant to provide technological knowledge to women through education in present situation. The ODL system makes wide-ranging use of mass media and technology. As such, it has ample opportunity for making women technologically empowered through its various programs and courses. If we look at the women and constitutional safeguard, particularly in the context of India, the Constitution of India is considered a forward-looking constitution because its preamble recognizes the principles of social, economic, and political justice. Indian Constitution guarantees several rights to women. Constitutional provisions promise to provide equal opportunities to women by removing gender bias. Article 14 provides equality before law and equal protection by law. Article 15(1) assures not to discriminate on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Article 15(3) declares the state to make special provisions in favor of women and children. Article 16 reassures equality of opportunity for all citizens in public employment. Article 39 of the Indian Constitution declares the state to direct its policy towards securing equal pay for equal work for both men and women. Similarly, Article 15(1) lays down the provision to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. So, you can see that although the Constitution of India provides equality and justice, yet its actual practice in India itself, women are the weakest segment of the disadvantaged group. Females are not at par with the male counterparts and have remained deprived and underprivileged. Women at large experience multiple barriers in gaining access to employment, housing, land, food, and social security and education. The urban women are somehow able to manage their pace with the mainstream to some extent because of the availability of better facilities to them in terms of education and employment, but the rural women are still at a considerable disadvantage in education and other sectors, and the reasons for their backwardness are more than one. The low rate of literacy among women is caused by the low enrollment and high dropout rate among the school-going girls. The women in rural areas maintain an overall low profile. Different barriers like unequal status of women in rural society, their confinement to household, early marriage, negative attitude of parents towards their female children, among others, are some of the factors responsible for the literacy of women in rural areas. We know that women constitute about 48.46% of the population and that about 70% of women live in rural India as per the census 2011. It is seen that women are mostly employed in the unorganized sector or unpaid employments and their literacy is low. The first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, once said, "To acquaint the people, it is women who must be vacant once she is on the move, the family moves, the village moves, and the nation moves." If we look at regarding the importance of education for women empowerment, then if we look at the relevance, particularly the relevance of education, then Education has a direct impact on women empowerment as it creates in them an awareness about their rights, their capabilities, and the choices and opportunities available to them. Education of girls has become a national goal. Considering education as an essential instrument of nation building process in the Nehruvian era, the University Education Commission was established under the chairmanship of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. It is known as the Radhakrishnan Commission and it submitted its reports in 1949 with a full chapter on women's education. It is mentioned that there could not be educated people without educated women. The first 5 years plan put the general purpose and objective of women's education could not be different from those of men's education. But the Mudaliar Commission of 1952-53 seemed to be less preoccupied with gender differences. The National Committee on Women's Education 1956 shifted its focus from higher education to school education. According to the recommendations of this committee, a Council of Women's Education was set up. In 1964-66, Kothari Commission observed in the modern world the role of women goes much beyond the home and the bringing up of children. She is now adopting a career of her own, sharing equality with men, the responsibility for the development of society in all its aspects. In 1971, the Committee on the Status of Women in India was constituted by a resolution of the Ministry of Education and Social Welfare. The report of this committee is considered an eye-opener to the stark inequalities existing between men and women in India. The culmination of all these government efforts was the National Policy of Education 1986. The policy stated that education will be used as an agent of basic change in the status of women. The national education system will play a positive interventionist role in the empowerment of women. Women's studies will be promoted as part of the various courses and educational institutions will be encouraged to take up active programs to further women's development. Major emphasis will be laid on women's participation in vocational, technical and professional education at different levels. The Plan of Action in 1992 also had special parameters on empowerment of women, but the National Policy for Empowerment of Women in 2001 had given a greater charter for women's empowerment in all fields. Among the most vital inputs for the empowerment, the policy, particularly the National Policy of Education 2020, envisages equal access of women to healthcare, quality education at all levels, career and vocational guidance and employment, etc. Since already these are the constitutional declaration and government policies, besides a number of commissions being set up to deal with the question of women empowerment, the first decisive step to be undertaken is to enhance their literacy level and uplift their entrepreneurial skills, and open and distance learning can be used as a viable alternative to the traditional mode in addressing this issue. Gender discrimination against women prevent them from advancement in any field of activities. Basically, gender equality promotes same rights and opportunities and protection to men and women. Regarding gender equality, the Beijing Platform of Action in 1985 remarked that equality between women and men is a matter of human rights and a condition for social justice, and is also a necessary and a fundamental prerequisite for equality, development and peace. Beijing Platform for Action considered gender equality as a human right. Besides, the United Nations entity for gender equality and the empowerment of women in 2001 states that gender equality implies that the interests, needs and the priorities of both women and men are taken into consideration, recognizing the diversity of different groups of women and men. Gender equality is not a women's issue but should concern all and fully engage men as well as women. Equality between women and men is seen both as a human rights issue and as a precondition for and indicator of sustainable people-centered development. Although gender equality is a human right, it is found that there are continuous gaps in accessing opportunities by men and women across the globe. If we look at the SDGs goal, which is targeted to be achieved by 2030, particularly Goal 4 and Goal 5, the Goal 4, which is targeted to achieve the inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. And regarding the Goal 5, is particularly targeted to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls to reach their full potential, which requires eliminating all forms of discrimination and violence. However, women have been deprived of their rights and exposed to fewer opportunities compared to men because inequalities persist everywhere in the globe, and they start from domestic unpaid works to economic participation, political representation, employment, access to education, so on and so forth. If we look at how gender equality is related to human development, so women empowerment remains a clear challenge area where it needs to improve the human capabilities to address the challenges of poverty and underdevelopment of a country. At the same time, it is an important means for sustainable economic and social development. The Michael Bachelet, the Under-Secretary General and the first Executive Director of UN Women, opined that when women become empowered and exert their rights, get access to resources and opportunities, leadership develops, then economic growth happens, food security is improved, and scenarios for present and future generations are improved. Again, the International Conference on Population and Development held in Cairo in 1994 emphasized that the empowerment of women is the basic tool for overall development and improvement in the quality people's life of a country. In present, it is both nationally and internationally realized that women have to be made capable to work hand in hand with men to create an impartial world. Simultaneously, women have to be fit for living with dignity in the modern technology and knowledge-based society. As such, greater need of women empowerment is justified, and women have to be woke up from the deep slumber to understand the true sense of empowerment. It is also important for women to understand that no one can empower anyone. It has to be happened with one's own effort. Therefore, in short, women empowerment is needed for a positive sense in the society, to eliminate gender-based discrimination and inequalities, to develop a strong and confident women, and thereby to accelerate national development. Gender inequality is one of the major hurdles for ensuring the socio-economic mobilization of a country. When the value or the rank of inequality increases, the loss of human development also increases. Again, the countries with higher gender inequality also experience more uneven distribution of human development. In fact, the gender equity is essential for ensuring gender equality. The Human Rights of UN in 1945, Conventions of Elimination All Forms of Discrimination Against Women in 1979, Beijing Platform for Action in 1995 are the platforms which strive to advocate gender justice according to the people's needs to ensure equal rights, obligations, and opportunities. Gender equity is a mechanism through which gender equality may be achieved. Therefore, for assessing the level of empowerment among women, there is the need for analyzing its indicators of gender inequality index so that the real picture in terms of gender equality can be ascertained. For improving the rank of human development, all countries of the world shall have to ensure gender equality in terms of education, health, and employment, which shall provide a decent standard of living. Again, everyone has the right to enjoy equal rights and opportunities which are constitutionally guaranteed to all. Therefore, gender equity is an urgent need for ensuring the positive social transformation of a nation. In order to promote gender equity, various policies, constitutional rights and acts, various programs and schemes under the social security are implemented for providing gender equity as well as empowering the women, particularly so that they feel socially secured, educationally empowered, socially protected and economically protected in their day-to-day life. If we look at how higher education can play the crucial role for women empowerment, particularly through open and distance learning mode. Higher education has been regarded as an inevitable requirement for the growth and development of a nation. In the present knowledge-based economy, the role of higher education in the development of human resources is most significant. It is capable to transform an individual as well as the society. It provides expert knowledge in wisdom, develops better social skills and leadership qualities, facilitates intellectual development and political awareness, develops a greater sense of discipline, creates awareness about own well-being and thereby enhances the standard of living. It also develops qualities like innovation, productivity, collaboration, teamwork, right decision making, etc. Moreover, it enhances the sense of employability besides producing high-level professionals, researchers, managerial personnel, etc. It has the capacity to produce dynamic citizens who can contribute towards national development. In view of the crucial role of higher education in development of human resources, the National Policy on Higher Education in 1986 stated that higher education provides people with an opportunity to reflect on the critical social, economic, cultural, moral, and spiritual issues facing humanity. It contributes to national development through dissemination of specialized knowledge and skills. It is therefore a crucial factor for survival. But unfortunately, the higher educational requirements of the marginalized and the deprived sections, particularly women, has not been met up by the conventional system of education. Due to its rigidities in terms of entry age, accessibility, admission criteria, fixed time schedule, evaluation system, high cost and specifically overflow of students, the conventional system has remained out of reach for a large sections of women. To solve the problem of inaccessibility of conventional system to all, distance education system had emerged and now it has become a useful and a very popular mode of higher education in India. As an innovative system, it has been providing higher education to those who might not have had the opportunity to study before or left study in midway. But the essence of education is that it is a lifelong process and they can occur at any time, at any age. As such, distance education is the best alternative of conventional system for the women who were not able to complete their higher education in time. Distance education, now interchangeably termed as open and distance learning, crosses all barriers of education of women. One of the main objectives of ODL is to accelerate the participation of people in higher education for growth and development of the country. So ODL is an opportunity to women to empower themselves with the required skills and experiences to overcome all the hurdles in life. It is a boon to women of all ages to equip themselves intellectually through acquisition of knowledge. Now, for women, ODL means increased access to higher education. It provides them with flexible learning opportunities to combine education with work and family responsibility. As such, women coming from diverse backgrounds have been taking the opportunity of ODL to fulfill their higher educational needs and aspirations. They are of different age, religion, socio-economic and educational background, marital status, inhabitants of different locations, etc. As a learner-centered system of education, the ODL system lays due emphasis on individual differences, needs, capabilities, and intelligence of learners and provides a new way of interaction. It has been providing opportunities of higher education with general, professional, and technical education in the form of postgraduate, undergraduate, postgraduate diploma, and certificate, etc. Regarding the enrollment in ODL, if we look at All India Survey and Higher Education Report, particularly in 2022 and 23, it reveals that with the expansion of ODL system, the distance enrollment in India has also been increasing. It was 1112 in 1962 at the time of its inception, but with a new enrollment every year, it has rose to more than 60 lakh now. Present-day distance enrollment constitute about 11% of the total enrollment in higher education, of which about 45% are female students. Though education is the only practical means to empower women, regrettably it is found that a large percentage of women is out of educational sphere in India as well in the different states of the country. Women who are housewife, school dropout, overage, rural or remote area dwellers, employed, or those who were deprived of higher education for any reason or for whom the conventional system of education is out of reach can get access to higher education easily through ODL system. So the empowerment of women, though increased, and effective use of ODL system is highly desirable. For them, it is a way of enriching their knowledge and a new technique of interaction. It is also a means of employed women to receive high quality and cost-effective professional development programs at their own place. It also offers them the opportunity to upgrade present working skills and increase productivity. ODL has been an emerging issue worldwide, and it has been able to provide educational opportunities to millions of learners from every nook and corner of the world. At present in Asia, there are a majority of open universities which provide the witness of massive popularity of the ODL system. In the context of Asia, the ODL institutions have provided myriad educational opportunities to women. The enrollment trend in ODL shows an upward growth in the enrollment of women in the field of secondary and higher education. By taking various educational initiatives, the open universities in countries like China, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Philippines, India, Sri Lanka, etc. have greatly succeeded in motivating millions of women learners to upgrade their knowledge and skills so that they can be made aware of their surroundings. This has greatly helped them to move from gaining self-confidence towards gaining economic sustainability in the competitive market. In this regard, we can cite some of the best practices adopted by some selected Asian mega open universities. Say, if we look at what is the role of Shanghai Open University regarding women empowerment, in China, ODL has contributed to ensuring world-class education to the people in China through massive utilization of information and communication technologies and the other online learning support services. For example, Shanghai Open University, formerly known as the TV University, has played a crucial role in disseminating knowledge and information among the learners, which also means that this university is able to start a knowledge movement, particularly in Shanghai. M-learning, that is the mobile learning, is one of the dominant media for educating the people, mostly in rural areas in China. As per the data available in their website, as it was seen, it is one of the largest online institutions. Shanghai Open University is able to motivate around 70,000 learners in a year. They are achieving quality and skill-oriented education so that they are able to compete with the fast-changing competitive world. The Open Universities has played a prominent role by providing and developing mostly the social skills of the learners, making the people gender sensitized, empowering the women through various skill-based programs. The university has also given emphasis on educational reforms by making education learner-centered and introduced livelihood services in public interest platforms such as Help Girl, etc., which is more practical and a functional-based learner support service. Besides, there are some other health-related awareness services, quality educational opportunities for the workers mostly engaged in the unorganized sectors in China, etc. These are considered world-class good practices that will attract millions of learners belonging to the underprivileged sections worldwide. If we look at the Bangladesh Open University in Bangladesh, that for empowering women, Bangladesh Open University has taken so many initiatives. It is one of the pioneers among Asian countries to introduce M-learning for transforming the rural population, particularly the women, in the positive direction by providing information and making them productive. Bangladesh Open University has been running a variety of programs under the open schooling system, starting from secondary to graduate level. Secondary school certificate has helped and empowered the rural women in various ways, such as building self-confidence, gaining business skills, becoming aware of the deadly diseases, maternal health and voting rights, remaining aware about the government schemes and services, getting sensitized about drinking water and sanitization, being encouraged to take higher education, etc. The average female participation in the program is around 40%. Female participation in secondary school certificate program is significantly high in both at urban and rural areas. This is certainly a need-oriented approach adopted by Bangladesh Open University in uplifting the condition of women in a poor country like Bangladesh. If we look at Alma Iqbal Open University in Pakistan, in order to meet the challenges faced by women in a country like Pakistan, the Alma Iqbal Open University, a mega open university in Pakistan which was established in 1974 with a vision of providing educational opportunities to thousands of women who are deprived and underprivileged. The Alma Iqbal Open University is a unique institution in many ways, affording educational facilities to all children from 9 to 90. Due to flexible system, AIOU is playing the vital role in the development of the women learners as well as in the national development by promoting female access to education and demoting gender disparity. They also quoted the then Vice Chancellor Dr. Nazir Sanghi's statement where he rightly claimed, as a distance education institution, we encourage women to get admission in a wide variety of educational programs we offer. Many of these programs are designed for women. Because of these incentives, female students are in majority in almost all our programs. This is indicative of the women's trust in us and in the high standard of our education. Alma Iqbal Open University is continuously planning to enhance its capability to empower women. Even AIU signed MOU with 5 big Iranian universities to prepare and launch academic programs for promoting women's education and family studies in Pakistan. As per university data, the majority of the learners who enroll in different programs were female students. The ratio of female learners exceeded with 57% from their male counterparts, which is only 43%. If we look at the Indira Gandhi National Open University in India, it is a very mega open university which was established by an act of the Indian Parliament in 1985. Since its inception, IGNOU has continuously striven to build an inclusive knowledge society through inclusive education. Along with different other courses suitable for both male and female learners, IGNOU specifically conducts courses like postgraduate diploma in women's and gender studies and diploma in women empowerment and development, particularly meant for the female learners. Besides, IGNOU launched courses that are focused on women empowerment and vocational education and training to rural masses in collaboration with the Dawn Foundation, a development organization based in Madurai. IGNOU also have been trying to develop courses that are related to community development for the capacity building of rural women folk, youth, farming and fishing communities of the remote areas and thereby create employability skills among them. Besides, IGNOU is also trying to boost the condition of Indian women in collaboration with the self-help groups of women in India under the Women Empowerment Project. This is surely empower the women in rural as well as urban areas, as it will bring them together from all spheres of life to fight for their rights or a cause. Since the overall empowerment of women is crucial, dependent on economic empowerment, women through these SDGs work on a range of issues such as health, nutrition, agriculture, forestry, etc., besides income generation activities and seeking microcredit. Thus, IGNOU is trying to organize women into effective self-help groups, and through the medium of IGNOU's training certificate program empowering women through self-help groups, prepare a cadre network of master trainers for the sustainability of these SDGs. As part of the celebration of centenary in the International Women's Day in 2018, IGNOU had also announced some programs in gender and women's studies. In developing countries like India, such altruistic steps are going to cause a big change in the lives of the women. If we look at the Korean National Open University, which was established in 1972, is the largest distance learning institution in South Korea. It offers lifelong education to working adults through its different available programs. It offers over 800 different courses a year. KNU's role as an open lifelong educational institution is becoming greater than ever, representing a renewable source of the information and knowledge demanded by the 21st century society. KNU advocates open learning principles leading to the lifelong learning society of the 21st century under two important mandates: distance education, specializing in learning methods, lifelong education that is open to all people, and public education that promotes lifelong learning opportunities to all. Since its establishment in 1972, students enroll at KNU come from all occupations, from homemakers to lawmakers, teenagers to senior citizens, from sole citizens to Jeju Islanders. Because they can study anytime from anywhere, and the learners can pursue a higher academic career while also progressing in their social career. From this, it may be assumed that KNU has played a pivotal role in imparting higher and lifelong educational opportunities to those previously excluded from the formal education system for reasons related to social, economic, age, and time limitations. According to Education for All National Report Republic of Korea in 2015, the national vision of the university is to enhance women's economic activities, offering some need-based courses mostly through online mode. So in conclusion, we can say the various provisions of 21st century world-class education have transformed both developed and developing countries of Asia like never before. However, in many of the poor and underdeveloped countries, maintaining a decent standard of living is still the basic requirement. In order to tackle this issue, the provision for gender-neutral society and concerted efforts for the women's education is the need of the hour. Although with the conventional mode of education, which is restrictive in various ways, ODL can positively contribute to this situation to achieve a gender-neutral society in the true sense. Throughout many countries of the world, the general trend of enrollment suggests that women's enrollment in education is higher in ODL compared to conventional mode. This is also the testimony of the popularity of the ODL among the female learners all over the world. There were best practices as well as women participation in various programs of the university, manifold, which have been able to sensitize the women towards an equitable living, which is seen in their willingness to be a part of the educated world. This is undoubtedly a fact that in the context of some Asian countries which are too advanced in terms of Human Development Index. However, some other Asian countries are yet to reach a considerable level of advancement in this regard. In order to maintain a socio-economic balance among the people of the different Asian countries, we need the mechanism to sort out the problems causing gender inequality. Education is the only way to maintain gender equality, and provisions of skill-based education is the only solution for transforming the lives of the women learners in general. In this regard, the ODL system is the most viable option to guide or help the Asian countries or the other countries of the world to move forward. And the strategy adopted by some of the selected mega open universities of Asia can be the important milestone for educating attainments on the part of the women's learner. So thank you and see you.